As the nation tries to understand why Omar Mateen would commit such a senseless act, CBS 4's Jim DeFede sat down with Dr. Harley Stock, a certified forensic psychologist who's worked with both the FBI and the Secret Service in exploring the depths of evil. Dr. Stock gives us his full impression of the case so far.
Well, I think there were a lot of misses all the way along that could have stopped this guy in that pathway of aggression. For example, pre-employment screening for him as a security guard. Was he given a true psychological evaluation, or was he given some cheap psychological testing because whoever did it didn't want to spend the money? Eventually, he was interviewed by the FBI. I would suppose that the FBI also went back to his employer. Did they re-interrogate him? Did his employer look at him again? There were other complaints about this person. What happened to him? What happened with the FBI? Why did they let this guy go, even though there was some connection to a suicide bomber eventually in Syria?
The profile, because that's what you specialize in. So let's talk a little bit about more what type of person this is. What have you been able to gather in terms of the psychological profile of Omar Mateen?
Not a lot is known about him. He seems to have been married at some point and divorced. There's allegations of domestic violence there. There's allegations of, in the workplace, that he used racial slurs. There's allegations that, as you reported, that he came down to Miami and saw some behaviors that bothered him. Hard to tell what put him on that pathway, but in general, individuals who are self-radicalizing tend to be people who are estranged from their environment.
What does that mean?
I know. So what it means is they tend to keep to themselves. They are not socially adept. They have very strongly held beliefs. They want attention and affection. They don't know how to get it. So when somebody offers that to them, that becomes a way that they pay attention to. And of course, in terms of being radicalized, the more they go along that pathway, the more they cut themselves off.
So is the motivation here fame, glory? What is the motivation for someone like this?
It's individually determined. For some, it certainly is fame and glory. For others, it's the belief that they are going to be a martyr in the jihadist movement. For others, it's a way to express extraordinary aggression.
So this notion of, that what a terrorist seeks to do is to create fear in a community, is that really in their head as they're going into a club like this and spraying bullets, or is it something more personal?
The outcome of terrorism is to psychologically destabilize an environment. That's the outcome, but it's not the intent. So what these individuals want to do is to take out at that point, what this all boils down to, Jim, is revenge. The tipping point for all of these acts.
Revenge against who, though?
It doesn't matter. It's revenge against a population that does not hold their beliefs.
Who doesn't celebrate them, who doesn't give them the respect or glory or feeling that they like.
Who that they believe had done something to dishonor or soil or taint their particularly religious beliefs.
Almost impossible to stop these kind of characters, isn't it?
No, it's not almost impossible. It's virtually impossible. Now, on the other hand, the FBI has stopped over 100 cases in the last year or so we have to give them credit. But to stop it, it's impossible.
All right, Dr. Stock, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.